They innovated, they transformed wellness across the globe. From ancient wisdom to cutting-edge science, India's wellness leaders are redefining the future of health. And now we meet these extraordinary visionaries. This is Legends of Life Sciences. I am Shafiulla Hirehal Nuruddin, founder, managing director at GreenSpace Herbs, and your host for this series. Today, we turn the spotlight on a visionary whose entrepreneurial spirit, scientific rigor, and global perspective have elevated India to a prominent position in the nutraceutical world. From groundbreaking plant-based bioactives to strategic alliances with leading global wellness brands, his mission has remained unwavering to deliver innovations that change lives. This is the remarkable story of Sanjaya Mariwala, the Executive Chairman and Managing Director of OmniActive Health Technologies, a name synonymous with science-led nutraceutical solutions now trusted in over 70 countries. Mr. Mariwala, it's a privilege to host you today. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Shafi. It's nice being here.
Mr. Mariwala, OmniActive has become a name synonymous with innovation in nutraceutical ingredients. Can you take us back to the very beginning? What sparked your passion for this industry?
It's an interesting question. Before OmniActives, I was running a company called Cancor Ingredients. It was a family business which my family had invested in. And for many years, it was not doing very well. It was basically doing extracts of spices for natural flavors, colorings, and essential oils for fragrances and perfumes and flavors.
Okay.
And these are all natural raw materials, agricultural raw materials that are being extracted and that were being made into finished products, which are intermediate products that go into finished formulations of food and colorings for the food processes. So I was involved in that business. I was asked to look after that business by the family, and it's something I inherited from the family in a sense. So when I reached a certain point in my life, which was about 22 years of running that business, I looked at myself and said, what should I do next? Okay, and where do I go from here? And then I looked at what are the new products we would do, what are the new opportunities that are possible. And we looked at mapping out the opportunities in sectors, different sectors. So we looked at personal care and we looked at healthcare. And we were already in the food, so we said look at the two sides of it, personal care and healthcare. And when we looked at these two, we came up with the theory that healthcare was more promising because it looked interestingly for the future as an opportunity. And it was starting to just open up at that time. This was almost about 22 years ago.
You come from a rich legacy in the Indian business landscape. How did that background shape your entrepreneurial philosophy?
So, very interesting. So, one of the practices in our family has always been that when a youngster wants to join the business, we encourage the youngsters to join businesses because we have always believed that we are an entrepreneurial family. And we want to encourage entrepreneurship. Because entrepreneurship creates wealth, entrepreneurship creates employment, entrepreneurship creates exports, entrepreneurship creates products, and entrepreneurship creates innovation. So we have always believed that our job in this world is to be an entrepreneur and contribute as an entrepreneur. And to be an entrepreneur, you need to have a little desire of your own to want to make money and to want to do something different and leave a little mark.
Okay. Absolutely.
This is something which is encouraged in our family, and we try to encourage all youngsters to say either you do something new with the existing business or you set up a new business. Okay. And risk is taken, and that is how children learn, and that's how our business has grown. Today we are fifth generation in the business as a family, and it has continued to grow and expand and create new enterprises. And my son, for example, is not in my business. He has created his own company.
Wow, very inspiring. The nutraceutical space is fiercely competitive. What was your initial breakthrough moment that put OmniActive on the global stage?
So one of the things that I said to when we started the work, when we designed the concept of getting into this business, we sat, I had a small team of people that I had taken out of Cancor and I had worked with them. And we designed our interventions for the future. And we said, what would you like to do? And I said, it's important for us to play a role in which we are making an impact. Okay. If we don't leave an impact in this world, there is no purpose in doing something new. Okay. We don't want to do also ran things. We don't want to do Me Too things. We want to do something differentiated. Thoda sa hatke. Do something which is a little more, take some risks, but calculated risks. Okay. And do something which brings about a transformation of the industry in some form or the other. So that people look at you and say, wow, these guys are making a difference. Okay. People will get interested in you when you start making a difference. If you're a Me Too player, वो तो बहुत आते हैं बहुत जाते हैं उसका तो nobody know who you are. So I said, I want to build a company which is different, which is unique, and it's built on a certain set of principles. So we designed the model of what we are going to do and how we are going to do it, and we started implementing the model from day one. And the model worked out quite well. Of course, you have to fine-tune everything as you go along the way.
That's how the business.
That's how businesses go.
Building a strong R&D foundation has been central to your journey. How do you balance innovation speed with scientific validations?
That's a very, very valid question, and I think that's a very important point in this business. What we really need to look at is the processes that you deploy in the company, I think, and how you think about creating products. I think the most important thing for us is that the customer is at the center of it all. If there is no customer, there is no product, there is no innovation. Okay. So what we look at is who is our customer. We are a B2B business. We do ingredients for other companies, and they have a consumer who's buying their products. Now, our business will grow if our customers can sell more products.
Right, actually.
And how do we help them sell more products? It should be our mission. Okay. Which is what we made our mission. That we don't go and sell to our customers. We ask them questions. We ask them questions about where do they want to be in 3 years from now, 5 years from now. What are their current products? What are the new products they want to venture into? Which are the new product ranges and lines they want to offer? Consumers don't buy products, they buy benefits. Okay.
I know, they buy.
They are looking for how will this product benefit me? Or what will, so if I want to grow hair, or I want to my eyes to look better, feel better, or I want to be healthy in these areas, or my muscle recovery has to be better. So that's the benefit they're looking for. Whether you give them a product of curcumin or whether you give them a product of lutein, it's not important to them. What's important to them is, does it work?
Yeah, okay, absolutely.
So this is what you need to understand from your customer as to what is it the customer looking for, what is the offering he wants to give or they want to give to the consumer, and how can we help them achieve that. That is the philosophy with which we build our processes for R&D, and they are at the center of it. If they were not at the center of it, it will not work.
It's amazing, actually. Mr. Mariwala, what is your turning point in OmniActive?
So it again goes back to the product question. We had a very interesting event occurring in our life. When I had set up OmniActives, I had a VC backing me up. Okay. And along with the VC was an angel funder who was backing me up. And I had gone to my family to ask for money. They said, we don't understand this nutraceutical business. Ye kya hai yaar in nutraceutical? So they told me to say, if you go out and get money from outside, we will give you some money.
Yeah.
So I needed a certain amount of money to build a plant. Okay, about 9 crore rupees. And I went looking for some funder. And I met a VC, and he told me, okay, 4.5 crores I commit to you. The other 4.5 crores, I will also make sure it comes to you, but you don't need to go back to your family. I will get it from an angel.
Oh.
So these two guys came and gave me 9 crores. Okay, so I went back to our family. I said, "Aapka paisa nahi manta hai." Okay, that was one glorious moment for me. But I was very happy. But then we set up the plant. We got it up and running, and we declared in 2007 February. We made an announcement worldwide that OmniActive opens this new plant in Pune, in Hinjewadi, etc., etc. And this angel, one of the family members of this angel family, came to me and he says, क्या यार संजय तू बोल रहा है सब इतना सब काम किया तूने इतना you made such a big difference in the market and you are coming up with very interesting first 2 years have been very good and you made money but अभी तक तुमको किसी ने nobody's filed a case against you, nobody's alleged anything against you. 1 month later a competitor filed a patent suit against us.
Wow.
Okay. And that was a scary moment because fighting a patent suit in the US and we're a small startup company, very difficult and expensive. So I had to go to my, that time I had 76 people working for me totally. Today we are 760, but that time we had 76 people. And we had only 76 people, so I called them all on the lawns of my factory and I said to them, I am faced with this challenge, what should we do? Okay, we have two choices. One is we fold up, okay, and we shut down or we sell ourselves. Or the second is we fight. Okay. And if we are going to fight, there may be difficult periods. Okay. We may have cash flow problems. We may have difficulties in paying salaries on time. But you tell me what I should do. Let's all vote. All 76 unanimously voted we fight. Okay. And that was one very, positive moment for me, one turning point. I think that led to the next point, which is to say, so how will we get out of this? And that's when we put our heads together and went into the science press. And we dug into the science thing and we came up with a product called Lutamax 2020 and we launched it. Okay. We launched it and the competitor came and said, okay, we will settle. We're out of court. There is no point in fighting this thing because you guys have done a far better job than what we anticipated you would do. That was our turning point. Lutamax 2020 launch.
How did you get this courage and willpower, to achieve such a great high? From where did you get this?
So I think that's the entrepreneurial spirit. You can't let go.
Yeah.
Once you achieve something, once you get after something, you have to make sure you achieve it. I have always had that philosophy in my life that when I want something, I go and get it.
That's right. Really very nice.
As long as it's something good for the world.
For the world.
It's not something bad for anybody.
Absolutely. And what is the toughest global market to enter into it?
I would say I think there are quite a few tough. Japan possibly is one tough market to enter. I believe areas of Europe are very tough to enter as well because the European
stringency.
It's not the quality stringency, it's more to do with regulatory stringency, which is they take a long time to resolve regulatory questions. And I think that takes investments and it takes a long time to wait for that. Patience. That's right. Those are the tough markets, yeah.
Today, OmniActive operates in over 70 countries. What were the biggest challenges in establishing a truly global footprint?
So we started off with a philosophy in the beginning itself that we are going to be a global company. We decided that we are going to be global. We are not going to be Indian company only. Okay. When we set up the business, the first thing I did was I created a subsidiary company in the US.
Oh.
Okay. For within 1 month of being operational, starting. And I know it's expensive, but we decided to invest that money front-ended. And we built because we said it is the biggest market, it's the most innovative market, and it's the most important market. If you're not in the US, you're not anything in this business. So we said if we have to cater to that market, the only way we can do this well is if we were to work with the customers in the US. Which is why we also decided that we were going to do our own sales. We're not going to appoint distributors. We're not going to appoint resellers. We're not going to give our products to other people to sell. We will sell our products directly to customers through brands in the US, and we will approach those brands directly ourselves.
That's an awesome approach, actually.
And that's what was the approach to all globalization we have done. And the challenges were regulatory differences. And you have to learn regulatory. So we had to establish a very strong regulatory practice. Today we have 4 people in regulatory and they cover the world for us, and we understand each of the 70 markets very well.
Fantastic. Sustainability is becoming a non-negotiable in the wellness industry. How is OmniActive addressing this in its operation and sourcing?
So sustainability is fundamentally, if you look at our products, we are talking again natural. Being natural products, everything we do is natural. From agriculture ingredient. Which means we are depending on agriculture. Agriculture is the basis. The genesis of agriculture is we require sustainability in agriculture. Because that same soil has to regenerate, reproduce. Okay. The same plant has to give you so much more productivity. Okay. And more actives. Which means you have to constantly invest in the quality of seeds, good agriculture practices, and sustainable processes. You don't want to contaminate the soil with wrong pesticides, which means you have to take precautionary steps. So it starts with that thinking and clarity. And with that clarity, we have extended it across our whole supply chain to ensure that whatever practices we follow are completely sustainable. Whether it is using solvents, so we use green solvents only. Okay, we try and use as little of energy as possible in most of our processes. We have managed to sun. Okay, India is a land of sun.
Yeah.
So we got so much sun throughout the year. So we have always 25% of our energy internally with solar. Okay. We recycle all our water. Okay. We recycle everything. There is no wastage in our process because agriculture, we extract agriculture materials. That waste is available to us. So that burns our fuel into boilers. So we don't use any fossil fuel on our boilers, for example. Or our steam is generated using waste of our extraction. Okay. So it's recycled completely. And there is no wastage. There is zero discharge of water in our facilities. So we have zero discharge facility and we ensure the water is also recycled completely. You got into a point where we have now set standards that our water that we let out, what we use internally also should be drinking water standards. So that tomorrow if you want to sell that water, we can sell it also.
Mr. Mariwala, what is your vision for OmniActive health technologies over the next 5 to 10 years in terms of research, product development, leadership, and global expansion?
This takes us back to one of the previous questions you asked about how do we marry innovation speed and innovation together for our customers. I think the most important thing here is that how can we be the most wanted innovation partners for our customers. This is our mission. Okay. Our mission is that if we are, you can set a mission of a target of a goal as in terms of a number. You can say we achieve. But that is anybody can do.
Yeah.
It is why you do it is more important. Okay, the why is the most critical part. And I think our why is that we want to be we want to do this well because we want to be the first partners people think of in the nutrition space. If they want natural ingredients, whom should they turn to? First person that they think of should be OmniActives. That's my mission for creating this world. And the whole idea is that how do we use new technologies? How do we use solutions that make products more easily acceptable? So we have, for example, we continue to invest in not just natural extracts and science for it, but we also look at how we deploy them in natural products or in the human system. And what kind of delivery technologies we need for making those products available in a safe and a comfortable framework, so that the highest amount of dosage can be delivered in the most efficacious fashion to a human system. This is so we have an R&D center for delivery technologies, and we create our own delivery technologies. We have an R&D center for extraction and isolation and purification. We look at fermentation, and we are looking at of course, the science behind all these principles of chemistry behind each product and what it does for the human basic benefits.
Finally, what advice would you give to young Indian entrepreneurs who wants to create science-backed, globally respected health brands?
I think it's a great area to venture into, but be clear that one of the things that you will need here is very strong commitment to your mission. You need to be very committed to your mission. You need to have the right kind of people. You need to get the best talent in the business, and you need to ensure that the team works together in understanding the needs of the consumer and anticipating what the consumer needs, helping your customers do a good job of creating unique and innovative products. The principle behind this industry is that every brand out there wants something unique and different.
Yeah.
You can't do me too product. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So don't go down that route. It's very important.
We will now do a small rapid fire segment.
Good.
We call it our wellness rapid round.
Okay, wonderful.
One word that describes your journey with OmniActive?
Fun.
Oh.
No, I fundamentally believe in it. I believe that if you don't have fun in what you're doing, you will not enjoy it.
Your proudest product innovation.
So it was very interesting when we came up with Lutamax 2020. It was our one of our biggest inventions. It was not our first product. It was one of our biggest inventions. Yeah.
A nutraceutical ingredient you personally believe in.
See, every ingredient I sell, I personally believe in, because otherwise I would not sell it. I have made it a commitment that we will sell everything that is efficacious and is clinically tested and validated. If I've had products that we have developed, which those have not stood the test of efficacy in clinical studies, and we have killed those products.
The biggest myth about nutraceuticals?
The biggest myth about nutraceuticals, I would say, is emerging frontier. I think they've lived with us for so many years. Nutraceutical has been, if you look at history of civilizations, thy food is your medicine. Okay, is the philosophy behind the ancient civilizations of both Egypt and in India. If you look at in Indus Valley, I think basically food has always been a source of nutrition and wellness. And if you address that very well, that will be a part of our culture forever. And that's what we've decided to do in this business.
Your biggest inspiration in business, India or global?
The way this industry has turned out, okay, has inspired me in the sense that there are people, if you look at the people in this industry, they are very, very committed individuals. They've stuck to the core discipline of nutrition and wellness, and they've been around for many years, and they add a lot of commitment bring a lot of commitment to the industry, and I think that's inspired me.
The one word, what does the future of nutraceutical look like to you? In one word.
Explosive.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Mariwala, for sharing your journey and insights with us.
Good. Thank you, Shafi. Thanks a lot for an interesting talk.
From a vision rooted in science to a brand trusted across continents, Sanjaya Mariwala's journey reflects the very spirit of India's new nutraceutical era. Bold, innovative, and global relevant, leaders like him are not only building businesses, they are building the future of preventive health and wellness for the world. We will be back with more icons, more trailblazers in the next chapter of Legends of Lifesciences. Until then, thank you for watching and stay inspired.